Well guys, here it is. It has finally come. Sharon in all of her glory. So, I'll be going over the summer offensives today, some of the events that are going on, and just other updates in general. Let's get started. So, as you can see, one of my favorite units and my mascot unit, Sharon, has finally received an Nenso, and I'm just gonna say this now, this Nenso is freaking stupid. It really is. Like, it is insanely stupid. But before we get into that, let's just take some time to appreciate the artwork, and especially that little otter right there next to Sharon. It's actually a really nice piece of art. Anyways, let's move on to just how absolutely stupidly broken this Nenso is. So, base stats are agility. We've seen this before. However, the NV group skill is where things start going off the rails. So, for those of you who know, Ren and Sharon's job specializes in side attacks and back attacks and has better multipliers on those particular positions when you attack an enemy. And apparently so does this NV group skill. At max level, at max limit break, it's going to be giving you 16 back attack modifier and 13 side attack modifier. This is nuts. These are damage modifiers that are incredibly uncommon, so they're going to just stack nice with just about any other modifier you want. And let's be honest, like 16 back attack modifier, that's a pretty high modifier. And that's not even the end of it all. So if we go down, there's going to be another group skill, and this one's going to include Sharon, Little Ouroboros, Bertha, Patty, and what's this one's name again? Alayla, I believe. Alea. It's that water bard. Anyways, it's going to give her magic evasion rate and silence resistance. And while that might not seem that great, you also have to remember, if you toss a pair of mittens on Sharon, add in this Nenso, and you have her weapon on, you already have a lot of evade, and with some extra evade, from wherever it's coming from her reactive, from I know one of her attacks ups her evade, you're looking at like 100% magic evade. So she's basically going to pull an Aswad and is capable of hitting a level of magic cannot hit her evade. She's never going to hit that high on just basic attacks or just physical attacks, but she can hit those kinds of numbers on magic attacks if you set it up right. Corvus's leader skill, don't forget she is a thunder unit, so she can get the magic evade off of his leader skill as well. Moving down, we have one more group skill, and this one's just going to be Sharon and Little Ouroboros, and this one's going to be HP, agility, and magic resistance, giving her 640 HP and 10 agility when it's maxed. Of course, you also get the 10 agility from the max limit break bonus when this Nenso is at max limit break. And when you are at max limit break, it's also going to give you 16 additional slash modifier. And if that wasn't enough, it has a vision ability, and it has a snowball vision ability. If you are not at max limit break, it's going to give you 5% physical attack and 1% agility per turn for 10 turns, maxing out at 50% physical attack and 10% agility. So after 10 turns, she basically has her own overdrive. But when it's max limit break, that actually is going to max out at 80% physical attack and 20% agility, making it better than overdrive. And that's obviously still going to max out in 10 turns. So it's 8% physical attack and 2% agility per turn. That is nuts. But we're not even done yet, guys, because we still have the VCR, which is arguably just as broken. So, this VCR is for NV female units. I don't see any other limitations in the database. And NV female actually covers quite a bit of grounds. Let's think about some NV female units who might be able to benefit from this. We have Cannon, Chloe, EO Chloe, Dark Phantom Chloe. I think that covers all the Chloes. Other people might include Leona, as well as Kiyah, Shayna. You know, there are plenty of Envy. Envy's one of the biggest groups of units and there are plenty of female units in this group. 12 agility, 15 back attack, 10 side attack, and 50 slow resistance. Think about that for a second, right? If you include the VCR, if you get multiples of the VCR, and you have the Nenso in your envy group, your entire team, if they're made up of female envy units, could be getting like 30 back attack modifier. That is nuts. This thing is just so freaking stupid, I can't believe it. Not to mention the side attack modifier is also great as well. But that's not all. Call now and you can order a VCR skill, which includes a buff for 3 turns on Sharon, for 60 additional back attack modifier, 50 side attack modifier, and 80 water exploit. Holy shit! Holy shit! It has 2 charges at 18 joules apiece, and it lasts 3 turns. Remember that Sharon also has a buff. Let me actually pull this up real quick. She has a buff on her sub-kit. And it is for... where is it? Hold on one second. She has a buff on her sub-kit for 40% attack, and it's also going to give her some jewel regen. So if you can... and that's going to last 5 turns, so you can buff up with 40% physical attack, and then get yourself 60 back attack modifier, 80 water exploit, with an additional 30-ish back exploit from her Nenso and her VCR. Just think of the damage modifiers here. It is insane. I actually have not popped her into a map yet, but I'm going to do it later in this video, and just see what I'm capable of doing. Now, I only have this at Limit Break 4. I will not be able to max Limit Break this Nenso until next month, when I can buy another Envy Relief from the shop. I could drop 25,000 gems and get it right now, but as much as I love Sharon, I can't justify spending 25,000 gems just to max Limit Break a Nenso when I can do it for free a month from now. It takes way longer than a month to accumulate 25,000 gems, unfortunately. I'll hop into a map later to show this off. Now, there is one little catch I want to show off. I believe in my video I mentioned that the raid pouch is insane on Sharon, and I still believe it. In fact, I think it is best in slot still. But we have to run this hat, and this runs into an issue with her HP. I cannot fit her sword and an HP item into the same gear setup, and that is unfortunate, but I do think the jewel gain is going to be almost mandatory on Sharon, because her skills are relatively high cost and she has to gather jewels. Now, I may be wrong. You may get enough speed off of the max limit snowball that you can get enough turns in to gather all the jewels you'll ever need, and that'll be that. But I don't necessarily know if this is the case. I'm going to have to do more testing. It might be worth not actually using her sword, to be honest, and using something different. Something with HP and physical attack. I don't know what that item might be yet. I'll get back to you guys later on that if I come up with a solution to this. It might even be worth just not running a sword. It only has 30 physical attack, and honestly, the 40 jewel gain is significantly better. Now, there is 10 jewel gain on the sword itself, but honestly, that's just not enough to fuel Sharon's just hungry obsession for burning through my jewels like no tomorrow. So moving on from the best gal Sharon, we're moving on to Kiyah. Now, I haven't Kaigan Kiyah yet, and I'm about to do it right now. Just gotta pull up her Kaigan page. I'm probably going to do Envy and Sloth, and I don't know if I want to do Wrath or Gluttony after that. The thing about the Wrath Gate for Kiyah, it's only going to give her 2 additional charges on one of her AoE skills. It's a good skill, it's just... it's very expensive for just 2 additional casts. The actual damage increase is like only 5%. So, let's just go ahead and Kaigan her. So you can see, I did actually pull the swimsuit for her. For anyone who's curious, I actually pulled all 9 steps on the banner, and I'll be going over the banners here shortly. Was it worth it? Sharon was in the banner, so yes, but other than that, generally speaking, I do not pull on 9-step banners. I am not a whale, despite what many people might be asking in the comments section. I am a packed player. I buy the packs each month, and that is all I buy. Every once in a while, I get an additional 600 gem pack or something, and that is it's normally if there's some kind of really special offer being offered by Gumi, and I spent an additional 600 yen, which is actually less than $6, by the way, if you didn't know, and got a limited Nenso Select ticket, which I used to get Mocha a while back. So yeah, every once in a while I'll go above the packs, but that's my limit. I really don't spend more than that. So how many? Okay, I got 149 shards left. I'll go and open up the Wrath Gate here real quick. Now, I don't have a ton of experience playing with Kiyah because I only recently 85'd her. I've been messing around with her a little bit, but not as much as I probably should have because I'm not quite ready to showcase her as a unit, but I will pretty soon probably, as she is on double drop right now, and I can get 50 more of her shards through select tickets. They're unit select tickets, but I can get them whenever I want because I actually already have all the units but Priscilla, and I'm not particularly super hyped up on Priscilla, believe it or not. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do Gate 4. Let's see how much HP and magic she can get on her. And to be honest, Kiyah actually has a pretty good leader skill for Sloth too. Her, her Lust Gate. So I'll probably end up getting 5 all on her. I could drop those tickets right now and get Kiyah up to 55255, but I think I'm going to farm her this week and see where that gets me. Alright, so back over to the screen here. Let's take a quick look at her passives, because I know that she has the Sloth passive now. And that's going to give her 10% additional HP and 10% additional agility. What do I want to get rid of, though? That's HP and speed. That's magic and accuracy. I don't know. I actually didn't even check if she needed her Gate 2, to be honest. Probably swap this one out, maybe? So it looks like she gained some speed here, but lost a little bit of HP. What was that original passive? It was probably off her unique. Yeah, it gained 12% additional agility, and probably just, I think I lost 5% HP. That's an okay trade-off. I'm okay with that. Sins aren't as expensive as they used to be, so small upgrades like that are generally easier to come by these days. So as you can see, here is the VCR for the new Nenso, and I'll be going to the Nenso page here in just a moment. But we're going to quick go over the VCR here, and this VCR is going to give you 450 HP, plus 10 fire, cast time ratio minus 20, and paralyzed resistance plus 40. Also, if you equip it with her, I assume this is some kind of lamp, I think. It's going to give her an additional 300 HP, 40 magic attack, and 5 agility while she is in battle. That's obviously a pretty nice buff. And it is also going to have an attack on it. I'll actually take her into a map and show off, because I think she actually has an animation on her Nenso vision ability. I don't think Sharon does, unfortunately, but I would have loved it if Sharon's did, though. So that's all I really have to say about Kiyah for the moment. Just to point out, Dorothea, I won't be upgrading her in this video, because if you guys were actually to sit through me upgrading all my units, we'd be here quite a while. But she did get Muspel, and that means that she can now spin meme like Jin and Aaron can. I don't know if she can spin meme as well, but it is an option now. So moving on, we did get a new login bonus, and this is questionable. So they removed the DG ticket and the 5-star ticket, which kind of hurts newer players. I think that they increased the amount of gems that we get, though, and I'm okay with that, and I'm really okay with getting all these dark shards, because I need dark shards more than any other shard. The mechanical visions are nice, but just in general, I really don't know why they did it. They just did it. So, moving on to the banners. It is a Genesis banner week, which basically means you're screwed. Expect to pay out the ass if you want anything good. There are no guarantees in Japan, just remember that. At least as far as units go these days. I believe the new unit's name is pronounced Ambrosia, but I could be wrong. And here is the next banner, and once again, these banners are insanely expensive. I think this is actually, though, one of the better banners to pull, if I'm not mistaken, because you're actually guaranteed to either get the unit or 25 shards or something like that. Actually, I highly doubt that you could... Okay, so I think that the way it's phrasing it is you either get the unit off the 2.5% chance to actually get the unit, or it gives you 25 shards. And the reason why this banner is better than the other banners is because, in theory, if you pull it, like, enough times, you'll just have enough shards to pop the unit, or you might just get the unit. Am I going to pull this banner? Probably not. You have to remember that some of these are trapped units, like Julia unfortunately needs her Kaigan in order to be functional, and that means it's 2,500 gems just for a chance at a unit that I don't even really want. Moving on, we do have a banner for the Genesis Nensos. These are all limited Nensos to my knowledge, and there's a select ticket on step 9. More whaling. Here's the banner I pulled on, and as you can see, it is a 9-step, and they threw in Ott and Teresa's Nenso to dilute the pool. Like the generous Gumi, they are. It's unfortunate, although fortunately I did not get trolled on this one, and I got the whole way to the end. I got my Sharon, I got my Kiyah, and I got a select ticket so I could get a second Sharon to get me one step closer to that max limit break that I really did want. Now there are separate banners here for Mara and Nyx, and it'll give you 25 shards on like step 5, and Genesis units are so freaking expensive. And down here we have the we have the unit banners for paid banners, and the way this one looks like, it's I think it's 10 5-star units, and dupes give you 50 shards instead of 25, and it looks like it's going to give you 3 chances. So rolling on a banner like this is just pure gambling. You could come away with something nice, or you might not. Looking up the rates right now, and it looks like limited units have a 0.47 rate, normal units have a 0.93 rate, and Genesis units have a 0.23 rate. So yeah, so there's 1, 2, actually, it looks like the Dark Phantom units are included with the Genesis units here. So if we include the Dark Genesis units and the Phantom units together, we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So by pulling this banner, you have a, on any individual unit, you have a 2.3% chance of getting them, which, if you have 3 tries, is not an awful rate, but it's just not something you should count on. This is just a total crap shot. This is basically the same thing. However, instead of units, you get unit shards. So if you want to attempt to get shards for a Kaigan, or just to pop the unit instead, you could always pull on this. Honestly, though, I'm likely not going to pull on either. You always could just sack the Nenso from your free daily pool. Good luck with that. And there's actually a new piece of gear here, and I forgot about this, and so I didn't actually look it up. So let me go ahead and see if I can find this here. So this is a weird piece of looking gear here. It's some kind of chalice or something. and it looks like it's for Holy Cavaliers. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So it gives 80 physical defense, plus 15 dark resistance, and plus 15 hit rate. Which tells me this was made for Chloe as its defense scaling, basically. Looks like it's going to be an accessory that's specifically designed to scale with defense. It's going to have a gear ability on it that is 175% attack with 1.4 times physical defense, so it scales off of physical defense. It's got 2 charges for 30 joules each, and it's got a range of 1, and it has Dark Exploit on the skill itself of 80. So yeah, this is basically a Chloe item, and it actually has stone on it, so you'll be able to stone enemies with this if they're susceptible to stone. I imagine this is going to be cancerous in PvP if Chloe ever actually gets a hit in. Good luck with that, I guess. I do not know much about the viability of Chloe in PvP, unfortunately. And she's probably the only Holy Cavalier, other than maybe Vettel, that could actually pull anything off with this, as those are pretty much the only 2 viable Holy Cavaliers I can think of. It's a cool piece of gear, but it's not something that I plan on chasing. So, moving on. I did hear that there's a 2 times hard quest drop rate on all wind units this week, and I assume it has something to do with this event right here. Looks like it's going to give out wind shards. I'm not exactly sure what this whole thing is about. I haven't researched it much yet. Looks like it's Xeno Beruto? Xenobelt, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. We do have the swimsuit events rerunning. If you are a Japan player and you do not have your Dorothea Job Plus, just get it now. Just get it now. We're going to have Shenmei Job Plus in a week or 2. So you want to just go ahead and get your Dorothea Job Plus out of the way if you haven't already. Dorothea's EX Plus stage, I think, if I remember correctly, is actually not a bad place to farm Wrath Flags either if you happen to be missing some. This week's VCR stages are going to be Ratharis and the new Nensos. I already popped Sharon's VCR, but since I have multiple limit breaks, I will still be farming it so I can get more. As for Ratharis Nensos, I'm not even sure if I need any of the VCRs from them, but I'll go ahead and farm the stage anyways to try to get my mechanical visions. Now, we do have all of the daily stages open to us this week, it looks like. So if you're a Japan player, you are going to want to do this one here at the top, as you are guaranteed 1 mechanical vision per day by doing it. And if you need to get yourself some ore, so that way you can upgrade your weapons, it's always nice to have this. You get a couple of gold shards, and also some shards towards these weapons and accessories, armors, if you do it each day. It's not the best pull this month, but hey, it is what it is. It's definitely worth doing. The rest of these are pretty much optional, except for the Zenny one, which, if you're low on Zenny, you can go ahead and do this. Like, I have 850 mil. I don't really need to do this, but I'll be doing it anyways, because I'm gunning for 1 billion. Also, your statue stages are open each day. So, moving on from that, I'm just going to quick double check to see if wind units are actually on double drop rate, because I said it. And yes, they are. Kiyah is also on double drop rate. If you need to know who's on double drop rate, I suggest checking the website. So moving on from that, we'll go ahead and quick check out this. So this is the just a basic store. This is your general job equip store. It had 10 event tickets, so I just grabbed those real quick. The swimsuits are up. If there are any 4K gem swimsuits that you want, go ahead and grab them. However, most of these units have kind of fallen by the wayside. It's even pretty rare for me to use Yoris these days, although I do still use her. We have the shop related to the swimsuit units, so Sharon and Kiyah. These are not good deals. These are not worth buying. Both of these units completely farmable. just make sure you grab your 500k job enchant selector tickets, so that way you can save yourself some of your JE tokens. Now, Melda is going to be the one who gets her OG skin this month, or at least this time around. I think it's every it's every 14 days that this thing resets with a new skin. As much as I'd like to get the Melda skin, I just don't think it's worth it, as she has a nice skin that is free, and it's actually pretty rare that I run Melda, even with her job plus these days, to be honest. Moving on to the coin shop. So we still have the Tagatame project shop up, so if you still have your coins, I'm not sure if we can still get them, but go ahead and make sure that you spend them before the shop disappears. Any raid coins that you have left over should be spent. Most of these shops are just leftovers, to be honest. Vita has reset for this month. Let's go. I haven't looked at this yet, so if you still need to, if you haven't finished your, I'm sorry, I can't speak apparently. If you have not finished your job 3 main character gear, go ahead and buy what you need for this month. Okay, so the Ocean Espada is a good piece of gear. Remember that Shenmei is getting her job plus this month, so this is actually probably going to be a good pickup, but you could always just save and wait to see if she gets her own weapon. Saint Meteor, you guys have heard me talk up the Saint Meteor, and I actually do not have this weapon. I believe this is a staff that is related to the merchant. So let's see what job plus. So if you are missing the Torito job plus, you'll be able to get it this month, as well as the Lamia job plus, although this one is easy. You can just get that out of the archive. Don't forget to pick up your 500 EX coin Sin for this month. And I'll just go ahead and buy another one of these. I need 9 more of those, and I can finish Liz's J3. This whole main character job 3 thing has been the most miserable frickin' thing I've ever had the displeasure of doing. Holy shit, they made that miserable. Although I'm almost there. Almost there on Lisbeth. So hold on, guys. I do have a video coming eventually on her once I finish her. So let's go ahead and check out Sharon and Kiyah's new skills and damage. So we'll go down here to my preview screen. We're going to start with Sharon, because Sharon is the best gal, as confirmed by me. I do have skill animations on. Okay. Now do remember that my Sharon does not have a max limit break Nenso, so the damage that you see is not her final damage. We do need to collect a couple jewels. So that's 2 turns so far. I need to get to 10 turns. Let's just take a quick look at her. So she's at 1711 right now, 180. So I've either taken 4 or 5 turns, I can't remember. So I think that's 8 or 9, so I'll go ahead and wait 2 more turns. Okay. So now we're taking a look. Okay, so she's at 192 speed and 2097 physical attack. Let's make it go higher. Alright, we're now at 2539. Okay, so I believe this is the skill I want. Before I do that, I need to get up closer to make him move. because I need to be able to attack his back. So I'll go ahead and use this as it lasts 3 turns. And I hope I'll be able to make him move. Alright, here we go. So I should still have these buffs active as far as I can tell. I don't know if I'll be able to see them in the character screen. I definitely still have the first buff active. So 13, 21,000 isn't bad. 16,000 AoE. 28,000, although I wouldn't use that attack most likely. So yeah, these numbers are looking pretty good. Remember, these are not her final numbers. She is going to get higher. Yeah, I have to say, I am pretty happy with this. Now, I know these are not like the highest numbers that you can see in Thunder. Gerard can hit higher numbers. But, let's play with this a little bit more. We can make it go higher. Why? Because we have Judith. At this point, guys, I'm just kind of having fun, so bear with me. If you want to stick around, I still do have Kiyah that I'm going to do, but I'm just kind of checking out Sharon's numbers for now. So if you are interested, feel free to stick around and watch. So, Sharon... So, for those of you who don't know who Sharon is, you must be living under a rock, as she is an offensive buffing unit. However, what a lot of global players might not know is what her Gate 5 does. So I'm sure a lot of you know that she has an AoE around her that can buff Thunder damage, Thunder all damage for that matter. What you might not know is that her Gate 5 makes this buff stackable. So we will be abusing that today. At least trying to. Okay, he decided not to move. Alright, here we go. So I'm actually gonna clock up. Actually, wait a second. I didn't need to clock up like that. And now I need jewels. Shit. Well, that was a bit of a mistake. But that's fine. We're just gonna go and gather some jewels here. And that'll be good for at least 2 buffs. It's actually kind of, now that I think about it, it's going to be kind of hard to coordinate this because Sharon's going so much faster. I needed to have her, Judith clocked up, to be honest. And I could actually make her damage go up even higher, because Judith also can increase water exploit damage. But let's just go ahead and see what we got here. Alright, so Sharon's now up to 41,000 damage with these buffs. She can get it to go higher. I can still stack that Thunder buff one more time. It is actually stackable 10 times, but you only have 3 casts of the skill, so that's kind of misleading. But as you can see, Sharon and with Judith in tow, lots of potential. Lots of potential. Not to mention I'm missing like 30% physical attack and like 10% agility. So she can still get faster and stronger. Definitely, 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 this Nenso gave her everything that she could have ever wanted. So let's go ahead and check out Kiyah. Should have raised her up to 95 quick, but whatever. I'll do that later. And I will do a proper showcase on Kiyah later. This is just me kind of just checking out her new animations. Go ahead and turn that off. Is this the new skill? I'm not sure if that's the new skill or not. Oh, I see what that did. It didn't change. It didn't give her a new skill. It upgraded an old one. Although I think this is actually a new skill. This, I think, is from the Nenso. So let's actually see what this one does real quick. Weird, I thought maybe it's just that because it's modified by the Nenso. Anyways, here's the second one. Speed these up actually. So once again, I will do a proper review later on Kiyah once I learn her kit a bit better. So before I head out here, let's just quick show off the Nenso art of these two. Kiyah is a Sloth Stain unit, by the way, and Yoris actually benefits from her Nenso. I'll be going over the Nenso itself when I do my Kiyah review. Sharon's the only one I was super interested in today. One, because it's Sharon, and two, because I've already done a video on Sharon. I might do another video on her later, but we'll see. Overall, I actually kind of do like this art. It's pretty nice. I actually didn't check what the leader skill here is. So 40% HP, 40% magic, and some other stuff. Max duels 10%. I need to check exactly what that modifier is right there. And I'm not sure what the sin modifiers are. Or the area modifiers. Moving on to Sharon's Nenso. Once again, some nice art. It really is nice. Anyways, guys, I've kept you long enough. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.